appreciate that. So without further ado, Ms. Sharon, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Yavorski? Yes. Taylor?
Aye.
LaPlante, absent. Cook?
Yes.
Gordinsky?
Yes.
Bublitz?
Yes.
Rowley?
Aye. Outstanding. So we've got some work to do, and hopefully those splits can come in before it gets too incredibly hot. So thank you all. Moving on to new business, item D, we're adding a part-time appraiser position, which is something we'd struggled with a little bit.
Yeah.
So Madam Treasurer, I will defer to you.
It's not adding like a new part-time appraiser position. We had originally made motions at the beginning of 2023 to bring on a part-time appraiser because we knew our full-time level 2 appraiser was going to be retiring, and we also knew it was going to be a struggle to get somebody in to replace them. There's a statewide shortage of assessors, and a lot of townships have had to make concessions with their assessors and stuff. There's a lot of assessors that just have multiple jurisdictions because they're only there like 4 hours a week. So we knew that this was going to take a while. So we started advertising. We advertised for this position at the beginning of last year on Indeed and Facebook page, sign, website. I think we might even put it in the paper at that time. We didn't get great applications. We only got a handful. Nobody had assessing the certifications that we needed at all. There was one gentleman we set an interview for. He didn't show up for it. Called later that day, had some kind of family emergency. We set the interview for the next day. Didn't show up for that one either. Never heard back from him. Another person, when we interviewed him, he wasn't interested. We let him know that it was eventually going to go to full-time. He wasn't interested in full-time. He only wanted the part-time. And then we hired, the person we ended up hiring does bank appraisals, had their own business, doing bank appraisals, which has a lot of overlap, but does not have the assessing certification. So we're going to have to send them to school, pay for their education. She started, realized she was not going to be able to do both jobs, and decided she wasn't ready to give up her appraisal business. So we started over. We advertised again. We got the guy that didn't show up for either of his interviews applied again. We got the guy that didn't want full-time applied again. And I think one other person, we hired that person. It became evident that that wasn't going to work, and we had to let that person go. And then we had such bad luck with advertising. We didn't advertise, but we heard word of mouth that somebody that actually had level 2 certifications was working for a different municipality, but looking for a change. We asked him to come in for an interview. He interviewed. First day he showed up, he said he needed to leave early for personal reasons, and he never came back. So I am assuming it's because of the personal reasons, but in his resignation letter, he just resigned. He didn't give us an exact reason. So then, this year, we tried with another person, kind of similar to the first person, has their own appraisal business, was interested in checking out this job because there was a lot of overlap. He did it. He was good at it. Realized he wasn't going to be able to do both jobs, wasn't ready to give up his appraisal business, so he resigned July 1st.
So here we are.
So here we are. In the midst of all of that is knowing the shortage of assessors in the state and knowing that when Todd retires from here, there's also going to leave a gap at Williams Township. I knew some of the other townships, their assessors are close to being retired. That is when I suggested to my stepdaughter Hannah that if she would like a career, this might be something that she could get the certification in and make into a career. So we have already paid for her. She's already done the level 1, the MCAT class. She's passed that. We're going to be paying for her to do her level 2 in the fall. I have every confidence that she'll be able to pass that. It was not with the intention of getting her, because we already had our last guy in.
Who was amazing.
Who was amazing. But then after 4 tries, and he resigned on July 1st, I sat down with Dawn and Glenn, and advertising doesn't get us in. And when we advertise, I also send out the job description to like assessor associations in the county, in the area, and we didn't get anybody. So I know it's unusual that it would be a relative, but She's got her level 1. She's going to be going to get her level 2. She came in and interviewed with Dawn and Glenn. So, but since she's related to me, I just wanted the full board to discuss it, and if there's any questions or concerns about hiring her for the position.
I don't have any problems with it. I mean, we can hire whoever. I could hire my daughter or my husband to be my deputy.
Mm-hmm. And there are lots of townships that husband and wife are
Totally not
deputy
qualified.
treasurer and treasurer. Yeah.
Exactly. She's qualified. She wants the job. She wants to work full time next year when Dan is gone. Specifically asked her that, and I don't see where there'd be any conflict. There's 3 executives in the office all the time, so in the event that there ever was she can come to Glenn or myself. I mean.
And it does report to Glenn. The position does report to Glenn. He's her supervisor.
Yeah.
That position supervisor.
I would, once again, point of order to all of us. Let's maybe a motion, then we can have some discussion on this. I believe that would be in order.
I'll make a motion to hire Hannah Wardinsky. I'm so sorry, I didn't know her last name, I apologize. Hannah Wardinsky is our part-time employee in the assessing department.
Do we have support?
Support.
We have a motion, we have support. Is there any further discussion on this?
Yes,
Trustee, sorry? We'll go ladies first. Trustee Jaworski.
You made the comment that she took the level 1 and passed.
Mm-hmm.
Then you made the comment that we're going to pay for level 2.
My husband
We're
and I.
going to pay? Okay, thank you.
I caught that too, and I was wondering.
Sorry.
I was like thinking,
Thank
wait a
you for
minute, that was before you
To
even offered.
verify.
Thank you
Yeah.
for that clarification. Trustee Taylor.
I was looking at the policy, and it's, the big question was, will her working here compromise supervision, safety, confidentiality, security, and morale of the township? Doesn't sound like it will. That's like the closest thing I could come up with, that if there was a problem, and it sounds like that's not going to be a problem, especially since she was going to nurse. So everything I read, I don't see a problem with it.
Well, and back to the fact that Carrie and her husband are paying for the education. The township is going to pay for the education for anyone else we hire.
Right.
That was something that we had discussed a long time ago. So the fact that Carrie and her husband have already paid for the 1 class.
Money we don't need to spend. And this has just been such a hard position to fill. We were due something that fell into our lap and is easy, so I'm excited about this.
The fact that she wants to do it, that's another huge thing, because like Carrie said, some of the people that were interviewed, I'm not even sure if they really knew. It was just, a lot of times people apply for jobs because they have to for unemployment, and I'm thinking that sometimes we get a lot of that because people have absolutely no qualifications, but yet they apply for the job and then they're really not interested. So.
If she rides with you, she's more likely to come back the next day.
Well, and she's 25. She's got her own house. She's got her own
I'm
house.
not asking. I'm not asking.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying. We can keep her. It sounds like a good win for all of us.
I appreciate the great communication from you to us and to everyone. I had some reservations a little bit because I've seen this go bad, but I appreciate the comments from everyone. I feel better about it.
Is there any further comments? All in favor with an aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed with a nay? Hannah, congratulations. Please stand up and wave so the board can at least meet you.
Hello, I'm Hannah. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Welcome.
Hannah, congratulations and welcome to the team. All right, moving on, we are looking to the approval of a Class B recreational marijuana permit for Hadson LLC located at 4412 Ace Commercial Court.
I'll make a motion to approve the Class B recreational marijuana permit for Hudson LLC located at 4412 Ace Commercial Court for the facility as described in the application, with approval becoming effective upon any applicable real estate closing and/or licensure from the state.
Thank you for that very well-worded motion and the support. Is there any discussion?
Just to say that Hadson's been licensed in the township for the last few years. However, they did not get their renewal payment in on time. Permits expired June 30th. I had no communication with them over the since I second invoiced, there were some issues with one of the partners. He was in the hospital. So when they recently called wanting to renew it, I explained to them that we can't renew it, but it'd have to start all over. So they came in and did all the proper paperwork and paid the $5,000 fee. So that's why, if you recognize the name, they've been here for a while, but it's just a timing issue.
And we've got a very solid ordinance that does not allow for any wiggle room. So, any further discussion? All in favor with an aye, please?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed with a nay. That is approved. We'll now have discussion of a fee waiver for Auntie Anne's and Cinnabon. Mr. Mark, can you enlighten the crowd a little bit?
Yes, so what we've got is Auntie Anne's and Cinnabon. We've been working with them for a few months now to get them opened up in the south end. Business right down by North Union. It's going to be a great addition. But we had to get some signage variances for them. They wanted to sign on the north side of the building. We don't normally allow that. Zoning Board of Appeals said, if you prove to us that the branding company requires that signage, we'll go ahead and allow it. They gave them 2 months to do so. During that 2 months, we were wrapped up in Planning Commission trying to work through all those issues. So it took us like 3.5, 4 months to get through it. Now I just finally got the letter for the branding. I don't feel comfortable telling them, hey, pay me another $250 now to step in front of the board and just say, here's this letter you asked before we approve that sign. I don't think the Zoning Board of Appeals is going to disagree with that either, but you guys have to approve whether I can waive that $250 just because it was 2 months late. But like I said, we had a lot of work on the Planning Commission that Brian can attest to get him through. So.
Tim, thank you.
Yes.
A motion?
Motion to waive the fee for Annie Ann and Cinnabon. Waive it for, help me out.
Zoning.
Mark?
We have a motion, we have support. Is there any discussion?
Can you change it to 275 just to make sure I'm safe? For some reason, my head else on 275.
I think it's 275.
Yeah, that,
You're right.
I can always go lower. I can't go higher though.
Yes.
So
275.
I think you're right. I think it's
And I
275.
could support that also.
All right, we have an amended motion and support for an amended motion. Is there any discussion?
Just that they came to both planning and, zoning, and they paid their fees, and they did everything they could. And I mean, it's 2 doors away from the fire department. You're gonna have to get a Cinnabon there. So
You would hate to.
they're very, they worked with us, very welcoming.
Where are they going now?
2 doors from the fire department,
Next to the credit union.
Mobile phones.
Yeah, they're going to be part of it.
They're-
They're going to move into the back of it and kind of work out of the mobile phone. It's, mobile T or something.
They're going to split the building down the middle. So Metro PC right now takes up that whole
So they'll
front.
go
We're
right
going to
next
split
to
it
it.
down the middle. Metro PC will be on the south. Cinnabon's going to be on the north so that they can have their drive-through come around.
Share with a credit union and a bookstore. They share.
Is there any further discussion? Whereas we're not spending money, we're not collecting it either. So we have a financial transaction. Ms. Sharon, may we roll call this, please?
Cook?
Yes.
Bordenski?
Yes.
Bublitz?
Yes.
Yavorski?
Yes.
LaPlante, absent Taylor?
Aye.
Rowley?
Aye. Outstanding, thank you. We'll now move on to public input. This is your opportunity to speak in front of this board on anything you'd like to discuss. All we ask is that you sign our book and limit it to 3 minutes. Mr. Bristow, welcome.
Welcome. This is a picture of the truck in color, parked on the wrong side of the road with black no windows. This is the state law. And here's the part that I questioned when talking to the individual. The assessor and all field members working on inspection should carry a photo identification card produced by the local unit of all time to present property owners during their inspection or requests. None of that was provided. So could it have been the person up in Payne County? Who knows? How about the one over in Freeland? Who knows? The gal over there in Bridgeport, Birchfront area? Probably not. The guy over in Tuscola County? Could be. one thing you want to remember, the years that I spent in the factory, we had a thing called JIG. Anybody know what JIG is? It's a job instruction guide. You follow it to a T. And it's not hard. All the stuff that was put up there, fire department's needs, the job instruction guide would have been there, you wouldn't have had a problem. I know fire department is not the factory. They're filled in. I was the maintenance manager over there before it was sold. We were 401 on the list. Guy from Fargo come in. He said, "What can you do to bring us up?" I said, "See what I can do." He said, "How long?" He said, "Maybe 60 days." It was about 62 days. We were number one. Health department couldn't understand how come we didn't have any mistakes at the pool. And I showed them the maintenance guide and what had to be followed. How important is the guide? The guide, believe it or not, saves you 7 if somebody screws up. And as far as finding this information here, took about half a bottle of water, which as far as I'm concerned, could have been done by anybody here. It's not that hard. And rumor going around that I'm going to be bad news if I'm elected. That's good news for me. Reason being, I won't have to abide by the rules in here. I only have to abide by the rules that are out there, that we all have to abide by. But if I'm in here, there's a different set of rules along with those out there. This was just proven right here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bristow. Anybody else? Public input going once. Public input going twice. 3 times. We will close public input. And a few announcements. Tomorrow we will have a pop-up literacy event right here. Given the rain, it's probably going to be inside the Township Hall. That's our partnership with Bangor Township Schools. We're excited about that. The Zoning Board of Appeals will be meeting on July the 16th at 6 p.m. Our Planning Commission will be meeting on July the 24th at 6 p.m. Is there any other announcements? The only thing that I would add is we do listen to public input, and I did hear we talk about the pickup truck. I looked at our assessor's vehicle, and it is a gray Ford F-350, dark gray, not tinted out windows, license plate ending in 2828. So whatever shenanigans were going on was not from our assessor or a member of our team. So I just wanted to kind of set that information out there.
And he doesn't do residential inspections.
He has photo ID and.
Yep.
Good, thank you for clearing that.
Yep.
Is there any further announcements? Other than that, I would love to hear our favorite motion at
I'll make a motion to
6:54.
adjourn.
Is there support? All in favor with an aye, please?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you all very much.